So I've grabbed my background colour now, and if you look at the back of your leaves and look where you have this picot that goes, if you sort of look, you've got a line going around of all your picots, a sort of circle of picots. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to join in the stitch just below that picot. So you can choose where you want to join. I'm going to try and find a stitch where it will show up nicely for you. So I'm going to start in this pinky coral colour. So this picot that's overlapping this next stitch, I'm going to go into the stitch just below there. I'm going to go through the back loops of those stitches, so it won't show on the front very much. I've done that right. Okay, so I'm going to go through this back loop. Okay, and I'm going to join my colour in here. When you're first joining a colour, have you ever found how you're all fingers and thumbs trying to get all the yarn organised? So pull that through, and I'm just going to do a slip stitch there with that colour. Okay, so that's all joined in there, and then I'm just going to do a single crochet in this same stitch. Okay, so there we go, and then I'm going to work around. I'm going to chain 4, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then move across to this next picot here, and in the stitch below I am going to join my yarn and do a single crochet. Okay, chain 4, one, two, three, four. Okay, and then move across to the next one, go into that stitch just below that picot and do a single crochet. I like to go under 2 strands of stitch just to make sure it's secure. Do a single crochet and then work all the way around, chain 4 and then work into the stitch below the picot, chain 4, stitch below until you get round to the start, and then you're going to do a slip stitch into your very first single crochet. And here we go, so we have those 8 chain spaces now. So we are going to chain 3, turn our work around, so we're now working from the front. You might want to fold those petals, leaves down a little, and then we're going to do 2 treble crochets, so yarn over twice, 2 treble crochets in that chain space, chain 2, and then 3 treble crochets in this space. And this is our first corner. Then we're going to chain 1, and in the next chain space we are going to do 3 single crochets. Just 3 single crochets in there. You might want to spread those along a bit. Chain 1, in the next chain space we're going to do another corner, so 3 treble crochets. Chain 2 and another 3 treble crochets. Okay, and then you're going to repeat this around, so chain 1 and then 3 single crochet in the next chain space, chain 1 and then do your corner, and then you'll chain 1, do your 3 single crochet and work around like so, and I will see you when this round is completed. Okay, so to finish this round, chain 1 and then do a slip stitch in the top of your starting chain 3. And that, as they say, is that. So I'm going to turn it over to the back so you can see it a bit better. We've got this square on the back now, so you can see where we're heading. We now have a square, so you can see this is going to be a lovely square, not some random wreath of leaves, which would make a really lovely crocheted wreath actually. Be gorgeous. Okay, so we are going to continue on to our next round. I'm going to stick with the same colour, but if you wish to change, then change colour in your corner here. Okay? Okay, so if you're staying with the same colour, you want to slip stitch into the next 2 stitches and then into the corner space. Okay? And we are going to do a chain 2 and then a 2 double crochet, sorry, looking at the chart, thinking what's picking up? I lost my place. So 2 double crochets and chain 2 and then 3 double crochets. Okay, and then you're going to chain 1, and in this, you're going to skip these next 3 stitches. In the chain space from the previous round, you're going to do 3 double crochets. Chain 1. You're going to skip these 3 single crochets, and in the next chain space do 3 more double crochet. Chain 1, skip the next 3 stitches, and in your corner, just as before, 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 more double crochet. There we go. So you're going to repeat this around. You're going to do a chain 1 and then in the next space 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet in the next space, chain 1, and then do your corner, 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. And when you get back to the start, you are going to slip stitch in the top of your chain 2. And here we are at the end of round 5. So on mine it's just showing beyond those leaves, and at the back you can see there's our 2 rounds of background colour. So what we're going to do now, we're going to repeat that round there we've just done until we get to our regular size. So for me that would be 6 inches. For you it could be 5, it could be 7. So we're just going to continue that, like I said, until it's the right size. So again, if you're changing colour, you can change colour in this corner space. If you're staying with the same colour, then slip stitch across to that corner, and I'll just remind you of how we start off. So we start with a chain 2 and 2 double crochets in that corner space, chain 2 and then 3 double crochet, and then we will be chaining 1, similar to the basic granny square. We will chain 1 and then we will skip across to the next space, and in this next space you will do 3 double crochets. Just as in any regular granny square, you work into the spaces and you do a chain across the stitches. So 1 chain and then 3 double crochet, oops, in the next space. And that is how you're going to continue. So chain 1 and do 3 in the next space. And then chain 1 and do your corner of 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. And that is how you're going to continue this round, and then you will start the next round if you need it in exactly the same way, and keep working those rounds until it is the right size. So I will come back to you when I have my square finished, and then I'll just show you what we're going to do. I've still got my stitch markers on here, so we'll just finish it off and have it completed. And here we go at the end of the square. Now I did one extra, I did one more round from where I left you guys to finish, and then my square was almost up to size. So what I did, I knew I didn't need another complete round of double crochets, but I needed just a little bit more. So what I did was the same pattern of 3 stitches in each space, and chain 1 across the stitches of the row below, but I just did single crochets in these spaces instead of double crochets, and in the corners I did exactly the same. I did 3 single crochet, chain 2, 3 single crochet, and that has worked up just to a good size for my squares. Now this square technically is finished, and I've sewn in the ends of my green, so it's all done, all finished, except the only thing is I've taken out a couple of stitch markers and freed up this green, this red leaf here. Now as you can see, we've only connected our leaves in one little space. Now that's quite floppy there, okay, so if I took out the stitch marker from the rest, they would be quite floppy. So what I've decided to do, this is not in the pattern, what I've decided to do is I've taken the colour of my background and I am going to just secure this through a couple of stitches here. I'm just going to secure this here, okay, and then, so I know some of you don't like sewing very much. You could probably do this with your hook if you really don't like sewing. So just secured that yarn there, and what I'm going to do is bring this round to the front, and then I am just going to sew, imagine that stitch markers on there, I'm just going to sew through the back of this brown. I'm not going to touch where that's overlapped, I'm just going to go through the back loops of a stitch on this brown. Now my leaf is attached here, so I'm attaching it here, okay, so both sides of this leaf will then be attached. So I've gone through that loop there, can't see it at the front, and then I'm just going to go through to the back where I took that yarn from, but not get yourself all tangled up like I just have. Haha, there we go. Okay, just pull that through, and that just secures that there, and then I'm just going to do a little stitch. Where are we? There we go. I'm just going to do a little stitch through there just to extra secure that, and once more. This will all blend in nicely, won't cause too much of a mess, and there we go, that's nice and secure now. Okay, so then I'm going to go to the red. Now the red is secured on this side here, so I'm going to secure it again over on this side, just make sure it's in the right place. So I'm just going to come through here. I'm going to hide this yarn through this place here. I'm just hiding that yarn all the way, and then I'm going to go through these stitches here. Oops, caught the wrong part there. And then where are we going? Okay, so I'm just going to go through here and to the front. There we go. Pull that through. You can't see much on the back there, it's all quite neat. And then I'm just going to come through and find where is this leaf and go in the back of that stitch closest to where my yarn has come through the back. Just going to go through that back loop of the stitch and pull that through. Okay, and then I'm going to pull that in nice and tight, take it back through to the back, pull that yarn through, there we go, and then I'm going to secure it on the back just as I did after doing my brown leaf. So I'm not making too much of a mess on the back, and I'm not showing on the front of my leaves. I'm just making it all nice and secure. Okay, so then I'm just going to show you once more. I'm going to go round to this pink. Now I want to be over this side and I'm here somewhere. So once again, I'm just going to travel through my work so that yarn's hidden under there. Come through these stitches here. Go, now I need to be up here somewhere, so just going to take my yarn up this stitch here and then through to the other side like so. Okay, and then I'm just going to see where does that meet my leaf, and it's about there, so in the back loop of of this stitch just here, if you can see there, just there. I'm going to go through that back loop, pull that through, and then go back in through the green where I came out, or thereabouts, and pull that nice and tightly, and then secure that through a couple of loops, and then I'm going to work all the way around in exactly the same way as I've just done, making sure that all of my leaves are secure but without making my back too messy, and it just makes these nice and secure. They're not going to go too far now, and if it really bothers you, these top parts, you could do exactly the same at the top as well if these tops bother you. And then when I've done all the way around, I'll just take all my stitch markers out and it will be finished. So there we go. I will do that now. In fact I won't, I'm going to tuck it all behind and leave it there for you to see. Actually I will finish this because I'm going to take these stitch markers out so you can see this nice and pretty and finished when I show you at the end. And there we go. I have sewn around as I showed you. I finished all that off. So I have left some of it sort of a bit more free flowing. I haven't sewn all these overlaps here. I've left some of it just to be a bit freer, not to sort of hamper all of that texture. But I have worked in the back of these as I said before, so they're a bit more secure. So there we go. I love this square autumn leaves, and if you've made them in, you know, brighter spring greens, it would look equally as lovely. And as always, I can't wait to see in the group what colours you've made your leaves in. So if you want the link to that good Facebook group, the link is in that description below. Please come over and show us your photos. I can't wait to see them. And if you found this useful and helpful, this tutorial, then please click the like button just there and give us a thumbs up. Show us some love and appreciation. And until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.